Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Slee. So I am just sitting down thinking about what can I share with you to encourage you. So I want to make a commitment to stay consistent on this channel. Last year I was, but I don't think I was putting my best foot forward, and I really want to take intentional time into sharing with you what's on my mind. So I just came back from church, and my pastor was sharing about humbling yourself in the sight of the Lord. And we are going on a journey where we, as a church, we are humbling ourselves, seeking God's face this week. And one of the things he mentioned during the service was how you enter this year. Do you want to be a victim or a victor? Victim mentality is always regurgitating, thinking back about what happened to you, using it as a way you show up in this world. So you are always, oh, woe is me, this is why things are like this. And I have to be honest, there was a time in my life where I was showing up like that because I felt like, the world was very harsh with me, and I wasn't getting through what I had wanted, and things just were not happening ideally the way I wanted. And with that comes blaming the situation, people, just the timing of everything that's happening, and you show up in the world feeling like a victim. And everything that you try to do, you always telling yourself, oh, because this happened to me, I can't do this happened to me, I can't do that. And you eventually start harboring a spirit of indifference, or you start being very too nonchalant, as if nothing phases you. And it's a very sad space to be, because you are telling God that I am going to live based on the past. I am going to show up based on my state of my reality as we see it. And the pastor was talking about how, when we say sanctification, when we say resurrection is something new, meaning whatever that was dealt with in our beliefs as Christians, and what Jesus did for us on the cross has been dealt with. So why should we then live according to that posture when we say it is finished, things have been resurrected, and the things that God has thrown into the sea of forgetfulness? I remember when I started feeling like, remembering when I started realizing that, no, man, this is not actually a very good space to live in. Now, let's be honest, it does come sometimes where you do feel like life has really dealt a very harsh hand with you, and you have every reason to feel how you feel. However, if I look at what many people in the Bible who faced situations that were not fair and what they didn't sit down and roll over. Okay, we see Elijah. He was tempted. He was sitting down. He was hiding, and God called him out because he had a big assignment. Even David, we see him in 2 Samuel where he lost his son, and he is mourning. He doesn't want to eat. He's just, he's so he's just a mess. And then when they couldn't do anything to resurrect his son, or his son, healing, he got up, he went back to eat, and he started praising the Lord. So God wants us to get up. I spoke about showing up for yourself earlier on, and he wants us to get up because that's the only language he understands. He's not a God of sitting down. So if you want to be a victim, it's not a good place for you. It's not a good posture for you to show up in this life and for God's hand to move in your life. And I pray that you understand that, yes, have it in your mind that, yes, things have not been fair. Things are not fair right now. But push forward. Be encouraged by the Bible. Be encouraged by the stories in the Bible about people who got up. I can name so many. Even Samuel, even Samson. Samson in the book of Judges. He was in prison. They were about to assassinate him, and he found strength in the Lord. Towards the end of his life, he got up and he fought. So I pray that you have this righteous indignation, anger to rise from the ashes of victim mentality, and to rise from what people try to do to you, what circumstances try to do to you, Get up. God wants to see you striving in 2026 and the years ahead. Your family needs you to start striving and not to live in a state of victim mentality. Because on the other spectrum, on the opposite end, is victory, victor mentality. Victor mentality says that it is finished. I am going to do what I need to do. Even though this part of my life is not working, I'm going to focus on this part of my life because I have control over it. I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to roll over. I'm not going to be part of the crew that talks about things that have happened to them. I'm going to be a part of the crew that keeps things moving. I'm going to raise my hand up for where things are moving for the future, for the betterment of our generation, our workplaces, our relationships, our families. I'm going to get up because I have no choice. Literally, I remember when I came to a position in my life where I don't have another choice. If I choose this state of mind, this is not gonna be good for me or the people that love me. But if I choose this other state of my life, this is actually gonna bring something else within me and encourage me. So have a victim mentality. The victim mentality, according to Jesus, is that it is finished. All things that have happened in the past, they have been dealt with. It is done. So move into this world with it is finished mentality. God has gone ahead of me. He's Jehovah Sabaoth. He has his angels on me, surrounding me. His angels uphold me so I don't touch the floor, according to Psalm 91. Because I trust in him, he will protect me. He will enable me. He will make me a success. As Nehemiah declares in the book of Nehemiah, the God that I serve will make me a success. And you need to speak those words of life. These people were not in ideal circumstances. Nehemiah was trying to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and he had all types of attacks from toy belt, sand belt. They were trying to discourage him, and they're trying to discourage the people that he had brought together. And he was like, listen here, the God that I serve will make me a success, and you will not have a share in it. Let be your approach and your posture that even though you have people who are trying to discourage you, even as you are going to a victim mentality state of mind, know that these people who are trying to do this, they will not have a portion of what God is about to do in this place. So I just wanted to encourage you because I really was encouraged by the message. And I know anyone during this time of the year, we are looking for a get up mentality. In the Gospels, there's a little girl who is encouraged to get up, right? She gets up. So little girl in you, little boy in you, get up, okay? And getting up doesn't mean that everything is perfect, circumstances are ideal, but God is trusting you that, you know what, I got you. The fact that you got up, the fact that you moved away from the cave, the fact that you got out of bed, you started stop crying about what you lost, and you got up and you started rejoicing and you started feasting for what the Lord is about to do. That's enough for me to move. God has a responsibility to move. God is accountable to his word. He himself is accountable to his word. So be encouraged right now in 2026 as you're planning your life, you're planning your visions, your purpose, what you're going to be doing, your goal setting, your systems, because goals without systems still they don't happen. So build systems. Like as you wake up, what am I going to be looking at? What am I going to be reading? What am I going to be listening? Who am I going to be talking to? How am I going to spend my time during my time at work? How am I going to spend my time with my family? How am I going to spend my time with my friends and my acquaintances? Have a system in mind in terms of who do I call? When should I schedule this? When should I book this so I can have that goal that I wanted to reach come into fruition? So have systems as you are planning your life, because victors are planners. They have systems in place. As much as they have goals, they have systems that support those goals. If you are saying, I want to lose weight, the system that's underpinned by that goal is every week for 4 days to 5 days a week, at this time I wake up, I drink water. At this time I work hard. At this time I read to understand what's best for my nutrition. At this time I make my lunch. I prepare for my supper. There's our systems. If you're going to be obsessed about your goals, obsessed about reaching your ultimate best self, you need to start building in systems. Victors have systems that support their goals.